find it funny when when chain restaurants get into like sponsorships, because like I love the fact that like every like announcer has to do something where they're just like, and tonight's game of the Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers is sponsored by Red Robin. Red Robin, first and yum. Sorry, first and goal. My apologies. I was thinking one of those delicious Red Robin burgers.
Yeah. My favorite thing about this particular sport is the unlimited fries.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. There again, I was thinking about the Red Robin unlimited fries. Red Robin. And Drew Brees throws it, and it's Copper first down. Todd, I ever asked you a question? Would you fuck my wife? Because I'd let you fuck my wife if you took me to Red Robin. Red Robin. Like, just, he goes on every Red Robin.
So am I the only one that has noticed that Red Robin and Hot Topic have the same theme song?
Hot Topic, yum. Wait, no, what's Hot Topic? Wait, what is
thinking Hot Pockets?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Hot Pockets, my bad. Hot Topic, too, though.
Yum.
Well, incidentally, much like a Hot Pocket, this anime T-shirt is also going to be full of gooey meat.
You know, the funny
I got you there, Dan. Solid.
The funny thing,
not just fat shaming, but odd body type shaming too.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, they make the T-shirt in those sizes, so I applaud them for that alone. Having just even having it available. But yeah, no, I mean, not because the person's fat, just because the sausage casing that's being created.
Right. Because some people have strange types, as they say, all kinds of bodies.
Yeah.
Is that what they say? All kinds of bodies.
It's not that you're large, it's that you're dense, like a neutron star.
It's that you're asymmetrical and oblong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just lumpy, like the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland.
You have what they call a sweet potato body. No two are the same, and you really can't tell which way they're facing.
That's so... Because the worst thing about it, too, is like if you warm up a sweet potato, they get that weird squishiness.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
So weird, because they just look like asteroids. Like they're big and small and all kind of like... There's no rhyme or reason to their shape. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not an agriculturist.
I don't know why, but sweet potatoes always remind me of Mr. Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Or is it Oogie Boogie? Is that him? Or is it? I don't know what his name is. But because he had this just like weird sack-like body, but like everything was always like kind of pointed. And like every time I see a sweet potato, it has like these like whatever reason it's rounded but also sharp. It's like sharp edges.
Wait, so I'm not up. I don't know names of characters really well. Is that the one that's shaped like a trash bag full of water?
Yeah.
He's like the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like all filled
like
with
onions,
bugs
some
and
might
shit.
say.
Yeah. Great. So I love that the Denver Broncos had to play a football game without a quarterback. And that is such an amazing, like the NFL's like version of like, you made your bed, you have to sleep in it.
Yeah, because like how far is that from just having to concede the game of like?
No, that's literally what they like. That's what, like the Broncos like petition. Like they got so desperate where they're like, can we just have one of our coaches do it?
Like, yeah, if your backup kicker is having to fill in for it, or a defensive end, you're just polling the crowd of like, hey, who here was pretty good in high school? We have a contest.
Yeah.
Like,
what do we do?
Who wants to be
I'm
a
not up
Bronco?
on this. Like, what are they doing? Do they just have like, are they dropping footballs into a pitching machine or what?
Yeah, they just.
I believe who did they just put up like their fifth string. I think at a certain point the slot receiver steps in or something.
Yeah.
So there's is there a lot? There's a line of succession that goes.
I believe so. Yes.
That's awesome.
It was the practice squad wide receiver. So he's not only a wide receiver, but he's not even actually on the team. Like they had to like sign him to a 1-game contract.
Practice squad is its own roster.
Yeah.
You have a 50-man roster, so they had to like sign someone from. They had to import him in.
Yeah,
They don't have who's the guy the Saints have that can just fill any role? He's like a backup quarterback or a running back or a kicker or a receiver. They just put him in anytime they need anybody, and he just kind of covers them.
Why don't they have like all guys like that?
Taysom Hill, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, that is. I always wondered why don't football players just play every position? Like wouldn't you want to draft a dude who like can do anything? Like I understand you want to have like a great quarterback or a great like position, but like imagine just having a team where everyone can do every position. Like you would have you couldn't game plan for shit, dude.
Yeah.
You'd be fucked.
Yeah, I mean, well, because I've always said, every so often they'll pull like a running back who has a background running track and shit. I've always said the team that's going to kick ass is who realizes the potential of drafting sumo wrestlers to their offensive front three on the offensive line. That's all they do is squat down and push. Like it's literally their job.
Like you say that, and that's like, why has nobody?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just your front three Yoshimitsu up front, and your Yokozunas, and your like snaps the ball. The job of an offensive lineman is just to wrestle and shove. They can't hold. That's illegal. They have to and be massive. That's all they do.
So now here's my racism coming out. And I'm just going to go ahead and flop it on the table just straight up. Like my image I've got of sumo wrestlers, and this goes back as far as like Bugs Bunny cartoons on, Pee Wee Herman movies, is like sumo wrestlers, live that glamorous, mink coat lifestyle, red carpet life, things like that. Is that like a lateral move for them to come to the U.S. and play like American football, or is that
also, do they all? There's got to be like a little league or open mic version of that, of the the super, Bush League also. But yeah, I mean, NFL players don't do bad. Like I don't know.
And it's funny too that sumo wrestlers.
I've never seen a sumo wrestler on Wheaties. That would be a weird pull for them. Maybe toss them on a package of pancake mix or something. I don't know.
That's
yeah, dude. Box of ramen.
Oh, that's yeah.
Maybe a little too on the nose. Although and you mentioned getting people that are not on the team in to fill the role. I almost feel like since there's nobody in the stands anyway, they're almost like missing a chance to pull a WWE and like have the new guy come out of the stands and just like draft a rando. It's clearly a plan,
Yeah. I've always wanted sports to be able to operate a little bit more like wrestling does, because in wrestling there's no such thing as this happened. We'll check the tape to verify it. There's just like the ref wasn't looking when that happened, so. In football, the coach goes, no, and then throws a flag to challenge, and then, like, watch the tape. And then the ref goes, oh, God, you're right. Like, in football, the guy can't catch the ball, turn around and run back to the other end zone and take off his jersey and reveal he was with the Steelers the whole time. You lose that bit of drama at your disposal. You don't have Vince McMahon just hiring and firing on the spot mid-game. There's no cashing in your money at the bank to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's...
You can't just come in the playoffs and ruin everything. A team who did not make the playoffs cannot appear in the Super Bowl to undermine somebody. The AFC East creates a faction. Yeah.
The Lions and the Bears side by side.
The AFC East and the NFC West form up to undermine each other's conferences.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't get to happen the way it does in wrestling.
Yeah.
So.
Honestly, I would love a nation of domination in the NFL. Like, I think that would be. We are the nation. Domination.
Yeah. Man, that's great when they could just have a Nation of Islam themed faction in wrestling, and it was just what it was.
Yeah, fair. It was like it was like
yeah, it had Farouk Assad.
Yeah. I thought of it. So yeah, next time a team, like, if they don't have a quarterback, and like instead of like pulling someone from the practice squad, they should pull someone that's like a 9/11 firefighter, because then like no one's gonna tackle him. Like no one's tackle. Like, no one's gonna attack, or like Sully, like the captain Sully Sullenberger.
Draft the other team's quarterback's wife, so no one will. Like, I know who none of you will tackle. Tom Brady's 8-year-old child.
And then there's like one guy that's just like, oh, I will kill that child. Like, he's like, no, I've wanted to hurt this kid for a while.
They start drafting based on movies. They literally draft Rudy.
But they fuck up the movies and they have to accidentally draft like Wild Thing, like Charlie Sheen, and they're like, you don't, fuck. Well,
when I pull in Iron Mike Tyson and then like have to pretend it translates over.
Oh, did you guys watch the Tyson fight?
I didn't. I heard about it like way after the fact. Like, I missed the whole thing like a dumbass and then forgot to follow up on it. So
I'm surprised I didn't see it as a GIF on Reddit.
It was I'm
the same way. I didn't hear about it till way after.
It ended in a draw, which was strange.
I heard it ended in a draw, but mostly for the sake of saving face for everybody because of the next exhibition fight. Yeah. And that Tyson ate him alive and still has it. So
yeah, no, Tyson's still great. It was funny though, because at the end of the match, like, they were giving Roy Jones Jr. an interview, being like, "You stopped boxing 3 years ago. Like, what was the fear like coming into this and kind of fighting?" And you hear Mike Tyson like next to me goes, "What?" He goes, I stopped this shit 15 years ago. This guy just stopped him. You're like, fuck him. Like, what about me?
Yeah, it's like, but also, I was like, Mike, last time you stepped in the ring, I believe you ate a man's ear.
Yeah,
and you've been to prison 6 times for 7. You once told an interviewer, and I quote, "I will rape you and eat your children."
Yeah.
So there's a slight fear factor in dealing with Mike Tyson, no matter how many seasons of Mike Tyson's mystery he makes.
I was going to ask that. Has Mike Tyson turned face?
I think so. I think ever since The Hangover, he's just been cool. I think that was the point.
Like, on the one hand, I've been waiting for him to like get to that point where he finally cracks and just completely just hulks out and just unleashes on somebody again. I haven't seen it in so long that I feel like he really has mellowed out.
Yeah, he seems like he has.
Yeah. Like, it's not that I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to be the guy that says my favorite rock star should go back on heroin so that he can make good music again. But I almost wonder, like, if that unfiltered rage that Mike had, like, is going to be what's missing from the formula now, or
it's like that missing part of post-cocaine Robin Williams, where you're like, man, I'm glad he's clean, but like, it's not right. This isn't right.
Yeah.
God rest Robin Williams.
Yeah.
But that's the person I always think of when I think of the kind of disappointing post-bad stuff parts of his career.
Yeah, that was like Robin Williams. Like, I liked his. What was that first special he had?
Oh, I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, the one where he's literally climbing the wall.
Yeah.
Not that special. It was a special when he got done. It was like the Madison Square. It was his second to last special, because his last special was like Words of Mass Destruction or something fucking stupid. But like, he had this special that was like, I think it was like his first one. And
there's that one where he has like an entire case of bottled water on stage, just like kicking him back the whole time. Like. Yeah. I was like, well, that's
some kind of live in New York, I think, because I seem to remember it being tied to 9/11 somehow.
Yeah, that was the one, and like he was like, that was like such a solid one, and like I still like really enjoy that one. But yeah, like when you see him like afterwards, after that, when he kind of got his like, it seemed like after he did that, he got that kind of like, I can still do it, like I still got it, and then like he had to kind of prove the point to himself. Yeah. And he was like, well, it was just like afterwards, it was just that same thing of just being like. It's like post getting caught transsexual Eddie Murphy, where you're like, I'm glad he's clean, but I wish he was back there, you know.
Well, it's like playing the odds, you know. Like Eddie Murphy, you're getting like 1 out of 4 movies is going to be good now, or like Jim Carrey, you'll get a 1 out of 3, unless it's going to be like a Mr. Popper's Penguins or some shit.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, I feel like, is coming back around too. I want him to be in some more stuff, but like it really came to a head with that Joe Biden Saturday Night Live appearances, but because it is basically Fire Marshal Bill again.
Yeah.
But even like as dumb as it was, his like Sonic the Hedgehog movie appearance, like that, there was some kind of, it was basically him playing a '90s role again, and everyone's kind of like, I miss Jim Carrey. Like.
Well, Jim Carrey.
It's like The Mask is the worst movie I have seen in a long time, but
I always want to see.
He has good energy.
He's charismatic. I've always wanted to see him play like a real ass straight. Like I know he did a few of those. Like I want to see him play like just real ass dramas. I just want to see him be an actor and not just a punchline because he's actually a really good performer and he has an energy and a charisma to him.
Yeah, no, he did this show for like Showtime. I can't remember. It was like a kids show, but like he's been going like pretty artsy. I mean, besides this like
his weird beard phase where he's been just painting his political rivals and then talking about the universe and turned into a crazy hobo for like 10 years there.
Yes,
that was a weird point.
He was still doing that. He's just now being like he's just kind of just doing art shit. My favorite thing about Jim Carrey is he started a fight with Mussolini's daughter or granddaughter, and like that was a beef like he had to deal with, and the world like got to solve. Like,
yeah, because he can't decide if he's like, I'm gonna think about getting back to movies, or he's like, I'm going to become a Native American medicine man for a while and just paint people and grow out my weird beard and go talk about the fringes of what we understand as a species. Like what? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be Joe Biden on Saturday Night Live now.
Yeah, how are you?
By the time a person gets to the point where, you know, they're the biggest, you know, dollar draw in Hollywood and you're making $20 million a picture 3 times a year, like, you're going to get bored. I understand that. Yeah. I give him credit for at least trying to explore something rather than just, you know, snorting it or whatever.
I think I'm trying to decide what the biggest, like, face turn is. I want to say probably Tom Cruise from his going off because for a while that he had the Oprah Scientology, everyone hated him, and then Tropic Thunder turned him around like completely, and now everyone just loves him again.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tropic Thunder started that, but what really kind of like pushed him even more was like those Mission Impossible movies, like they're like even if you like them or not, like the story wise, like they're made really good. Like what's his face? Who directed the new Star Wars guy?
Rian Johnson.
No,
J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams. He can make a good looking Mission Impossible film, and like those last 3 ones, like Tom Cruise is very, very charismatic, and he just plays.
Yeah, it's Tropic Thunder is where I like remember people being like, "All right, I think I'm on board again." Like because he put on a fat suit and danced.
Yeah.
But also, I think one of the bigger ones, and it's so big, a lot of people forgot that he was a joke. Was Robert Downey Jr. was like his career was over.
Tropic Thunder. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
His career was over and fucking he's one of the only people who's actually done prison time of like a celebrity who went down for something. Mm-hmm. Like usually they end up out of it. Like he fucking he blew up, and then Iron Man. You know, people don't even know that about him. It seems anymore.
Yeah. Well, like I remember. I guess to contextualize or put it into a moment in time. When he was, you know, full on, you know, getting caught, you know, randomly with, you know, just fully cocaine to the gills, whatever it was. I guess that was Ally McBeal and the Singing Detective, I guess, were the last things that would have been coming out.
I remember, when was
before
Chaplin?
He really kind of got pulled out of the limelight?
I always think of Chaplin.
That was more early 90s, I think. Like that.
I don't have a tight timeline on old RDJ. Yeah. And then because I mean that's why he was Iron Man, because the Marvel movies before they were Marvel what they are, was trying to shoestring budget these, because the budget to make a superhero movie is huge, and they were working with their C-list roster of Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, because they couldn't make Spider-Man and X-Men movies, so they were hiring people they could hire cheap. Robert Downey Jr. was easy, and he looked enough like Tony Stark, and then it blew up. And now those guys and those characters were all basically revitalized.
Yeah, it is crazy that Robert Downey Jr. has made I have to know what his writer, or not his writer is, but his scale is, because his Marvel, he made $50 million in the last Marvel movie.
Something at a certain point, it was the budget of 2 other movies to put him in your movie.
And I know the last film he did was his Doolittle. He did the Dr. Doolittle make, but I heard that
tanked hard.
But I also heard it was just it ain't shit. But I also imagine he was probably kind of it's a shitty movie, but it has a lot of money, and this is only afford me at the
Robert
moment.
Downey Jr. has that problem Hugh Jackman had. Was Robert Downey Jr. is only huge when he's Iron Man. When they cast him in other stuff, no one really cares. Hugh Jackman is only a real movie star draw when he's Wolverine. And then in other movies, sometimes they're all right. People paid attention to the last show. No one cared about Kate and Leopold. They only care about him in that role.
Yeah,
I'm curious about Tom Holland playing the Uncharted movie.
No, who I'm more curious about is Chris Evans, because I feel the thing about Chris Evans, because Chris Evans, before he became Captain America, he actually had great roles, when he was in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, I always think of Not Another Teen Movie. That goes to what I was saying about trying to make the early Marvel movies on such a tight budget. They cast Captain. It's ridiculous to think that they were all right, we need to put Captain America on the silver. What is the American look? What is the wholesome Steve Rogers? What about that guy from Not Another Teen Movie who had the banana in his ass? Perfect. That is exactly. Thor. No one knew who Chris Hemsworth was. They were. I'm trying to think of the biggest name. I guess it would have been Ed Norton in the first Hulk as the biggest name, and Robert Downey Jr. because he was fresh out of prison.
Yeah. Well, even then, it was still, Robert Downey Jr. still kind of had that Nicolas Cage type of rep, even.
Because Ed Norton he had been in things, but he was kind of on a decline. Ed Norton hasn't had I'm trying to think of prior to that. He hasn't had an American History X in a minute, or whatever the fuck he was.
Yeah. Well, I hear he's tough to work with, and nobody wants to hire him anymore.
He got kicked out of a Marvel movie whose continuity was based on keeping the same characters around, and they're like, God damn, fuck it.
Yeah. Was he an asshole to work with or something, or?
Apparently, he likes to get in on the creative side of things, or
he
rewrite.
Does, to be honest, a very
more sense to him.
Face. I just Googled him to look at his filmography, and I forgot how punchable of a face he has.
He was great in Fight Club, I guess. And I like Edward Norton. He's good.
I guess he could be in an Eli Manning biopic. He has that kind of derp smile.
That's pretty.
Apparently he started doing some documentaries before he did Hulk. Was replaced by Mark Ruffalo, which was also one of the better corrections on the part of Marvel Studios. Mark Ruffalo I enjoyed a lot more.
I like Mark Ruffalo a lot. I really was, honestly, I really am sad that they couldn't make a Mark Ruffalo standalone.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I liked him in Ragnarok, and even in what was the fucking last one? It's not a dick. Endgame. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But I wish I could have you could hang out with just Mark Ruffalo a little bit, just by himself. What does the Hulk really do in his alone time?
Yeah.
No, I like the smart Hulk kind of got on my nerves after a while.
I like in the very first appearance of him, the first Avengers, and shortly after, what I liked about Mark Ruffalo's, because after a while he became more of kind of I don't want to say a joke character to the degree Thor was, but he was kind of used as a piece for people to play off of.
Mm-hmm.
What I liked about Mark Ruffalo's performance in Avengers when they were taking it more seriously, Ed Norton's whole movie, his whole appeal was trying to control it, and he was always very energetic and amped. Mm-hmm. And there was Mark Ruffalo played him as absolute all the time, and he had the bags under his eyes, and he wanted to be away from people. And he's not checking his pulse every 10 minutes to see how far off the next change is. He just fucking wants to die.
Yeah.
He wants to go to sleep. And I like that a lot. Like, he's tired and fatigued. And they're like, we need you to come fight people. He's like, dude, fuck you. I'm not going to blow up buildings when I get mad. That's retarded. What would I possibly do? Nothing I can put on the table is worth the danger I am.
Dude, I always love when they in movies they do that shit where they have to like over exaggerate how smart the character is and like first degree of just being. I had my first PhD when I was 12. It's like, no, you fuck off. Like, you're a lie. Like, you're not Indian. Get out of here. Like,
like 7 PhDs. That's like 30 years of school.
Yeah, that's so long.
Yeah, like Mark Ruffalo would have to be pushing like 60.
Like, I understand. Like, it's a fantasy world where fucking goblins exist. So like, out of the realm of possibility that like some dude can be super smart. No, but like, man, if I have to fucking not only like deal with the fact that you're giving me a guy that's named like Red Skull, like, can you at least keep it somewhat grounded that like Arby's does exist and gives you diarrhea? Like, it doesn't have to be like this fake world. I don't know where I go.
I guess to me, that's like, there's a limit on how far you can take that grounded in reality thing.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's the trouble that the DC movies have gotten into, is that like, they have to adhere so hard to keeping one foot in reality, keeping it gritty and dark, and like everything has to be lit like you're in an alley.
Well, it's also one of the things that always bugged me about the way DC's movies were. For one, they were all in response to movies, not their own idea. They were like, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy was big. Make Suicide Squad funnier. And like, oh, Deadpool was R-rated. Go make this one R-rated also. But they were also, the thing that made Marvel really take off is they stopped the thing that was kind of a 90s into early 2000s thing of apologizing for the source material. And like X-Men, they're like, well, you can't wear the yellow tights. That's silly. They'll all wear black leather. That's easier to get your head around. And the nicknames, they won't just call them Wolverine. They'll have code names to explain. Yeah. Like, if Thor had been made in 1999, scientists would have made the Thor Project that infused, they wouldn't have allowed the idea of Norse gods to be real. Yeah. They would have made a reason why he has a technological lightning hammer. And Marvel really stopped apologizing for that. They're like, yeah, this is who Captain America. And that's why Guardians of the Galaxy was so good. And DC still always feels like there's always got to be a scene where somebody explains why a thing isn't quite as dumb as it should be in a comic book. Like, and Marvel really stopped apologizing for anything. They're like, yeah, Rocket Raccoon that's just a thing you have to accept in this movie. There's a talking tree and a raccoon with a gun. And if that's a problem...
I'm not disagreeing when I say this, but like, using Thor as your example, Thor is almost kind of the most that Marvel ever did that, because they took what is, like you say, Norse mythology and kind of turned it into a Shakespearean situation where it's more of like you aren't hearing dudes running around talking like the Swedish chef.
Right,
and the Rainbow Bridge to Asgard isn't,
they acknowledge that it's still part of the same world that Iron Man and Doctor Strange are in. Like, that's still not they didn't make it a weird standalone like, because Asgard's weird. Like, is it a planet? Like, no, not really. It's like where the Care Bears live, like a big rainbow bridge on a sky castle. Even though there's also space planets. And then they even kind of refer to them as gods, sort of.
Where the Care Bears live, I'm stuck on this.
And they just said, fuck it, that's what the world is. It'll come to Earth, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. No pun intended, when we have to explain why they coexist. Like, what is Thanos? Like a big purple man. Fuck off. Let us have our story. We don't have to really get too bent out of shape about it. Like, fucking he's Josh Brolin. How about that? Sit down.
That's another thing that I did love, is that, like, I love how they didn't bother retelling us how Spider-Man got to be Spider-Man. They know that we've seen that like 3 times, and they're like, you fucking know this.
And they also know, like, the last Spider-Man movie was made very, very fraudulent. Like, it was made, that Garfield one's only for Sony to keep the rights and try to cash in on expanded universes, not for any integral reason. And so they were like, fuck it. Let's just, Spider-Man, people want to see him. We cast Tom Holland. He's just going to do a flip in the scene and we're going to fuck off. So,
yeah.
Well, it's like they put $500 more into it than the old 90s Fantastic Four, Roger Corman bullshit.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of like once they started getting money, because I really like, they've always had really good eye for casting for what they want the character to be. And like, because they're not always a perfect fit for what the comic version is. I mean, Tony Stark, while Robert Downey Jr. is a great fit, was always a little bit more of a stick in the mud scientist, where Robert Downey Jr. kind of fully made them embrace the snarky, smart-alecky guy. And I'm trying to think about it. Like Josh Brolin was really great casting. I like that a lot. Because with Thanos, that was such a gamble. Like, you got to make Thanos work. And, and they did in a way that I did not expect them to be capable of. Like, because he's such a goofball.
Well, I mean, it's such a gamble to, like, you know, like you mentioned, the raccoon with the machine gun in the tree. A big purple dude who wears gold armor, you know, is your first go-to rather than like Doctor Doom.
Right, and they didn't just make him work; they made him great. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. Like
they
it's one of those things.
Their
like,
best villain with almost no competition. Like
like the thing, it passes the my mom test.
Yeah,
like not my mom personally, the proverbial my mom. My mom has heard of it and knows about it.
Yeah,
my mom knows what a Thanos is.
Yeah.
And that if you can reach that level, you've clearly done something, like something right, something spectacular. If you can get to that level of saturation.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's also the thing that kills like Facebook is when your mom gets there.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I don't remember how we even got on the Marvel movie, or I guess it's the actor turnarounds who went.
Yeah, the actor.
Yeah. Chris Pratt was an interesting move where they were like, who's going to be Star-Lord? We need a fit, in shape, charismatic leading man. Like, what about the fat guy from The Office?
Well, and I mean, he already had been in Zero Dark 30 before that, so he had a head start, I guess. But who's to say that wasn't the
could be. I mean, yeah, because they get really creative. They get really creative where they pull from. I liked Paul Bettany as Vision.
Yeah, that was really solid.
I hate that he hasn't been more present in the movies. I don't like that he was only, like, the whole Age of Ultron movie, he really should have been built and introduced earlier on to be a constant mirror piece to Ultron through the whole movie and not just a drop at the end. Because
and before that, you know, he was the voice of Jarvis for like 3-4 movies before that too. So I don't even know if they even anticipated he would appear on screen more than just.
I don't know, but yeah, I like that a lot. Obviously, Benedict Cumberbatch will always be a good pull for Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
he's played, again, much like Tony Stark, a little more sarcastically and funny. Regular Doctor Strange is much more of a straight wizard character.
Yeah,
he's like Dr. Orpheus was a direct parody of him.
What's with him too is like, he's kind of got the opposite of everyone else, where it's like, yeah, he's Doctor Strange, but like if I see Benedict Cumberbatch in something else, I'm not gonna be like, that's Doctor Strange. I'm not gonna be like, that's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Right,
like,
he's one of those. It's like when Arnold plays a part. Like
he's just himself so much that you're like, oh, that's Benedict Cumberbatch Einstein. I forgot. Or that's
it's like in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when Sylvester Stallone plays the king of the space truckers.
Yeah.
And it's just Sylvester Stallone. He's like, listen here, Yondu. Like, don't say Yondu, Sylvester Stallone. Even Yondu. I'm glad Michael Rooker is just around doing stuff still. He was great in both Guardians movies. And, It feels like
dude's come a long way since, what was it, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer.
He just feels like he's
plugging away at a career, but just killing it every time.
Yeah, he feels like he's been like 53 for 60 years.
Dude was old when he started.
I've never seen him young. He's always playing like characters that, like, he was the dad in Mallrats.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the guy who had the stupid dating show, the chocolate pretzel stink palm, was Michael Rooker.
Yeah, yeah.
He was in.
Yeah, he had a shaved head
Yeah, he was in
and
Tombstone.
like an extra 80 pounds.
He played guy, was it McMaster's in Tombstone? One of the smaller parts.
Mm-hmm.
You know who what movie I watched the other day and it was just so fucking jarring? We watched Thelma and Louise and seeing young Brad Pitt and young Michael Madsen, like it fucked with me because like I just like especially when you see them both now in like current Tarantino films, like Michael Madsen, like what he looked like as the detective, like what he looked like in Hateful Eight is just mind blowing. And then even with Brad Pitt, like he looks so fucking like he literally looked like a child.
Yeah. Like, do you ever see his small part in I think it's True Romance where he plays the stoner roommate on the couch?
Yeah.
Like just smoking out of the honey bear bong. Like that's what I always think of when I think young Brad Pitt is that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, those and Cool World are all the ones that kind of came out that same year, it feels like.
Michael Madsen's been like an interesting bunch of just Tarantino between Reservoir Dogs and Kill Bill Volume 2 as the kind of gravelly voice, just fucking spud ass cowboy.
Yeah.
He's so good at that. Like he's Tarantino's good at just making gold out of people. Like talking about another guy, just an eye for casting. I don't know where he pulled Christoph Waltz from or why we didn't know about Christoph Waltz sooner. Like,
I believe he pulled him from Germany.
Yeah.
Like that, like it's so funny. Like he like back to back worked with him and got back to back like Oscars. Like he was just like, yeah, sure, I'll just do this again. I'll go speak like fuck. My favorite thing about Christoph Waltz is he speaks like 7 languages, I think they said, and he like voice dubbed all his parts. Like and I was like,
that's tight.
I was like, that's fucking commitment.
Yeah, for the DVD release, he did all the different foreign language dubs, or so I've heard, because he just speaks, they have him speak like 4 languages in the movie.
Yeah. Well, my first thought, because I'm an asshole, is that, well, that means that he's getting every bit of the residual dollars then. Not another person is getting a single dime out of his face. And bravo on that.
It also means there's like one character, and I imagine like it's a pain watching American movies because we're like the country that pushes movies to the rest of the world, and they have to get the dubbed versions or whatever of ours, much like anime people are with anime. But like, there's so much that I feel like is going to be lost in the like. I saw foreign versions of South Park, and I was like, without Trey Parker's voice and just some other guy doing a translation of it, there's got to be stuff that's just not there. And having Christoph Waltz give a Christoph Waltz performance on every version of the DVD, and then everyone else just being some Portuguese guy trying to figure out why Brad Pitt's talking with that accent. Like, trying to talk that's about true. Aldo the Apache and shit. Like, I feel like there's going to be something lost there, and then one performance is going to blow everybody out of the water.
Well, and speaking of the accent, I mean, to me, that's like a very localizing thing. Like, not just because we as Americans know that particular accent is a yokel sounding accent. Yeah. And so having an intelligent character have that is like off-putting. Like, I don't know if that means they have to find, when it comes out in Bulgaria, they have to find the Eastern Bloc version of the yokel accent.
Like some fucking
what's a redneck in Bulgaria besides all of Bulgaria? Sorry, Bulgaria.
Goddamn Chinese.
We love you, Bulgaria. Sorry.
Yeah, Bulgaria. Yeah. Shout out to all our big fans of Bulgaria.
The Bulgarian. There it is.
Yeah.
So Dan.
Portuguese.
There were some Dan topics that Dan said that he had, and I guess Jason.
Not to put it on too much of a pedestal or put me on the spot or anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Dan topics tonight. Dan, what do we got for topics? No, because Jason, I don't know what he's doing. He's
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Big old floppy Jason.
Caught up taking a shit.
You caught him taking a shit?
Yeah, he's caught up taking a shit.
Oh, he's caught up taking a shit. I think you said you like.
He didn't like call in or anything. Like I didn't get like anything on the voicemail about why he's.
The voice.
But I'm speculating about his gastrointestinal situation.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Which that's my segue. Is speaking of gastrointestinal situations and the way that we seem to always talk about food and whatnot.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I gotta go pick up my food real quick.
Oh,
Yeah, speaking of taking a shit.
That reminds me, I've got to show you. I was showing Brandon because we keep on the cutting edge of Oreo news. Did you see the Oreo Lady Gaga crossover?
No. Like, is this official or is this?
Yeah, this is real to celebrate her new album.
I have not heard of this, but I have.
When Brandon gets back, I'll have just because we stay on the cutting edge of cookie news.
Yeah.
At Fairweather Friends.
I'll save it for when Brennan's back, but like,
yeah, I've
that's
already
just clever that like I'm having a tie-in that's food because there's only one other like tie-in I have heard of that.
Because we're the only idiots who will get together and have like a fucking colors of Skittles power ranking or whatever that will come to violent blows. Like,
yeah.
The tropical Skittles don't count. It's the regular flavors. Like,
they're like the pastel Skittles. It's bullshit.
Yeah, here's the thing also too about Skittles. Sour Skittles can go fuck themselves because those aren't real. Like those aren't good. I don't know why people think they're good. They're not good. They're not.
Yeah.
Tropical flavor,
I've never expected them to taste like they taste.
I always attribute incredibly sour candies to the same people that the incredibly too hot wing. Like the point is that they're unpleasant and you don't like them.
Yeah.
Don't pretend they're good. The point is that they're bad and you're like flexing on eating them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorite things to look up on YouTube, and I wish that there was more of them updated more often so I could see new ones, is giving atomic fireballs or Sour Patch Candy or something to toddlers just to watch their faces change because they expect candy, but then it just melts their brain. But
why would you do this?
Yeah, like that's the only thing that those are really good for is like to fuck with your friends. It's like shaking up a soda can and giving it to somebody. But like if you're just eating it yourself, it's like you don't have somebody to give it to other than yourself. It's like the masturbation of shaking up a soda can.
I don't like the weird thing is like I don't like pranks like that. I don't like pranks in general. Like I've only done one prank and Matt was there. I took a cheeseburger that we weren't eating and put it in like literally it was just a cheeseburger that was fully wrapped from McDonald's and I just opened someone's gas tank, like gas door.
Oh yeah.
Put it in there.
I forgot about that.
That's all it was.
It wasn't like a prank so much. It just didn't want it. I didn't want to like actually throw it away. It just opened the little gas door, stuffed it in, and just closed the gas cover.
But I didn't shove it in. Like I didn't fuck up. Like I wasn't trying to fuck up his
at
gas.
my house. One of my neighbors, by the way, at my apartment. Like
yeah. And like
I don't know what I expected to happen to that burger when you mentioned it. That is not what I expected that to happen.
It was the funniest thing I ever did. And like I just imagined someone opening
awesome, dude. No, I'm in. That's
because it's such a confusing thing because you expect pranks to be something that's gonna like fuck up. Like if I prank your car, like I'm gonna fucking put sugar in it or something like that. But like I literally just put a burger, closed it, that's it. You know.
Yeah, you changed somebody's day, definitely.
Yeah.
Like it's barely a prank, like by definition of the word.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's like it's fringy. It's fantastic.
I'm literally someone who just misunderstood Meals on Wheels, and I was just like, "This is what that is, right?" Like, I just like
I am the original Uber Eats.
Yeah, I am the original Uber.
I was telling Dan, he was talking about because we always talk about food. We have cookie news about Oreo and Lady Gaga.
Oh yes, we do.
If you want to, Brandon put more research in it than I did. I just sent him the picture I saw. These weird green and pink, whatever.
Yeah. And by the way, Jason, can we get a cookie news graphic right here?
Yeah, Jason, when you edit this, when you edit the episode,
we'll reuse it. Don't worry.
But yeah, do you want to pull that up? It's weird. I'm trying to find that picture of him so I can put it in the.
I said I wasn't going to eat on camera this week, but now I'm pissed off because now I see you eating and I'm like,
on camera.
I'm totally full. I had full dinner but I want something to chew on.
There's the tweet Oreo made. I put it in the chat there.
All right. I can get behind that. That's a little
inspired by her album, which is a weird move. I don't know, either for Oreo or Lady Gaga. I don't know which one needs the other's clout, but
yeah. But here's the thing, Dan. It's actually just, you see it and you're like, oh, what's this? It's a pink cookie with green filling. It's actually just a vanilla Oreo. That's all.
The vanilla Oreo with regular green filling. And how many are in a pack, you said?
6. These fucking scam artists.
Wait.
Here. Yes, 6, and you can only buy them at convenience stores.
That picture you showed, that's a bigger box.
They're going to release bigger boxes later, and you can send in, what was it? You can send Oreogram messages as part of the contest to get in on the ground floor of the full pack. You'll have to find the article again. I don't remember.
It's like a street team thing. What the fuck? Okay, I'm mad now.
So, in an effort to spread musical messages of kindness throughout the country, the pair has announced "Sing It with Oreo," a campaign that urges fans to send musical messages to loved one for the chance to win an assortment of Lady Gaga's swag and experiences. And that's when me and Matt laughed because it was like, "What's a Lady Gaga experience?"
Yeah, I'd love to get to the point where meeting me is an experience.
Yeah.
I think it's just like confusion followed by, buyer's remorse.
Yeah. But so fans can create these messages dubbed Oreograms by recording the personal messages on the Sing It with Oreo website. And then, like, in all honesty, how long do you think that website's going to last until people just start using it to send racist comments to like one another? Or like they literally just start, it's like they're just sending like messages of like, you're gay, ha ha ha, to like your fucking teacher. Like, this thing is going to get shut down because we're all assholes.
Yeah, no one can handle the responsibility of a cookie-based idea exchange. So that was the cookie news we found is Lady Gaga.
Well, I'm
by the way,
I'm just still pissed off that there's only 6 in a package. Like, unless you're charging $1.29 like at the gas station for the gas station size.
Yeah, you're not even gonna dip your milk with that.
Yeah, dude, that's my issue with it, is because literally 6 cookies, and they're not. I love you to death, but you're a fool if you live in a world where you think Oreo is going to charge Lady Gaga cookies $1.29. These things are going to go for.
Oh yeah, no, I don't believe it's going to happen. But if you get 6, that's what you should be charging.
You're getting 100%. You're getting fucking raped out here on cookies, and like that's bullshit. It's honestly bullshit. And I don't know if it's Monsanto's behind it. I don't know if...
and you know what's suspiciously missing? The album itself having some kind of, if you buy it, free Oreos, or Oreos having like a download code for the album at some point. Like, they're working together and neither really promoting the other in this instance.
We've been talking about this for 10 minutes. I don't know the name of the album. I don't know why they're pink and green.
It is Chromatica. As it says.
First of all, you said they're vanilla flavored,
right? Like the yellow Oreos.
Pink, if my cookie is pink, it should be turning my milk strawberry.
Thank you.
I'm pissed off at that.
Fucking thank you, Dan.
And 6 isn't nearly enough to make it strawberry enough to have strawberry milk by the end. It'll be kind of strawberry. And that's fine, I guess.
That's fine. That's so fine. Because, like, you're at least making an attempt to match the fucking flavor with the color. Don't give me a goddamn green object, and I'm going green. Oh, it's green. Is it a lime? Is it a grape? No, it's steak. Like, don't fuck with me. Give me flavors that match with their colors. God, fucking assholes out here.
Well,
we still have to deal with this bullshit. This is what we have to deal with now. I don't know if it's better or worse than when Trump was in office, but we're living in this world. We're living in it.
Mm-hmm. It's a great segue, though, because when you mentioned the topic that I brought to the table, couldn't be more perfect. It's like this. Okay, so long story short, you know that when I say there's flavors like orange, flavors like strawberry, flavors like cherry, we all agree that if I went and got Jolly Ranchers or Airheads or whatever candy, Kool-Aid, the orange flavor does not taste like an orange. The grape flavor does not taste like a real grape. We all agree with that, but we still call it those stupid ass names anyway. Because that's like the 8 crayon box, you know, like red, orange, yellow, blue, the basic colors of the crayon box.
Yeah.
I don't know why we can't just be honest with ourselves and say that's not really orange. It's another flavor we like.
Mhm.
Like, why can't we be honest in calling it a whole other thing?
Well, one
and that's
problem-
okay. Why do the flavors have to be grounded in reality?
Or kind of like pumpkin. Like that's not what a pumpkin tastes like. Pumpkin
No.
doesn't taste like that.
Well, it's also because it's because we're referring. It's like, you know how when someone says soy milk, soy
Mhm.
milk's not milk, but we call
Yeah.
it by what it's replacing.
There's
We
a
know
little milkmaid, you know,
Right.
pulling on the little soy nipples.
We know
Jason.
strawberry is the intent of the flavor, and so we like call it that in the way, because soy milk substitute is a very wordy thing so we just call it milk even though it's not. I think it's like that. We could call it the colors, but then you run into issues like strawberry and cherry are both red usually or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you still don't know what Pop Tart.
And red is always the best flavor.
We doing food now?
about.
Is that what I missed? Food?
We were
Lonnie, you are out of your element.
Yeah,
you missed the Lady Gaga cookie announcement, so
Yeah.
Oh,
or Lady Gaga's merger with Oreos announcement, and then Dan was talking about why we refer to fake flavors as the thing they don't taste like.
Yeah.
Instead of a new, like Gatorade just calls it weird shit. They're like, blue, you mean Glacier Freeze?
yeah. They have. Hey, it's called Blast. Put it in your body.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
Arctic
but
Explosion.
now-
Fantastic. It tastes real explosiony.
That
But
just
like
tastes
I
ice.
guess my thought to take it a step further then is like, you know, maybe that's the next step of transhumanism. Isn't like uploading our brains into a computer. It's just accepting that there's other flavors besides these same 5 that we've been dealing with since we were toddlers, you know? Like, I get that, like, you know, there's an element of, like, not everybody knows what a dexdirobusta funga molecule that tastes kind of like orange is. You can't just, like, you know, in parts of the world where they don't have English, you can't just, like, put it in a jar and put a picture of an apple on it. Like, you can't just put that molecule on it and expect people to understand what it is. I get that, but like,
You know what flavor is all over the grid?
we can come up with cool names.
You know what flavor is all over the grid, even if it's fake or if it's real, is chocolate is very inconsistent from product to product. Like chocolate cake versus a chocolate bar versus chocolate pudding versus the frosting on a donut are like 4 completely unrelated flavors.
Dude,
Mhm.
dude, you have never been more right in your entire life. Like that,
Have you ever put baker's chocolate in your mouth? That shit is a lie.
It's
Oh,
It's a
borderline
dirty,
eating soap.
stinking lie.
Yeah, it's like licking under the your end table in the bedroom. It's like
Yeah.
whatever the dust is under that, lick that. That's the exact flavor.
It's almost
Yeah.
like eating soap that's been dried up.
Yeah, or like coffee grounds that have been used.
like chocolate cake and chocolate frosting on top of a cake is a mind fuck, especially if like, because you take that first bite of cake and you're like, oh, it's nice and soft and it's like a very good chocolatey flavor. But then that second that like frosting hits, you're like, this is made out of the same thing.
Yeah, why does it taste so different?
So
Why do
Yeah.
I prefer the chocolate frosting than the fucking bullshit sponge mattress underneath? Like, just give me the frosting and I'm out. Like, I don't care. Whatever fucking.
Like
Why-
why? And then some of them take it an extra level of fuckery to confuse you because they claim like made with Hershey's chocolate, as if that's an idea. Cocoa Puffs says that, as if Cocoa Puffs has tasted any different or tastes like chocolate syrup. I was like, you just paid them to put their logo on the box. Sit down.
Yeah.
I don't really know where I got on that tangent, but chocolate's weird because artificial flavors. Like I don't know what chocolate's supposed to taste like.
Well, I
feel
mean,
like it's-
chocolate, before you make it into chocolate, it's a bean. So, like, it's a bean paste. It's kind of like tofu, except it's
Actually-
awesome instead of terrible.
Dan, you have more experience with this because you worked at a place that was like fancy chocolate, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to dive right into saying I know a lot about this, but I worked for a.
I didn't want to hot road everybody here. But
yeah, I don't want to bury you all the time.
Dan and I's version of,
I mean, it's like just like coffee and wine. I could go through the whole speech. I won't. It's like Dan coffee and wine, where like it only grows near the equator, and like even just a few degrees difference of lines of longitude, and you'll have vastly different flavors, textures.
It's like coffee. How like maybe cat shit coffee tastes different than coffee in Africa that's been pooped on by lions and whatever.
Yeah, like Colombian coffee is dark and robust versus European cafe au lait, which I don't know what it is, but I believe it's probably stupid.
But your understanding of chocolate and my understanding of chocolate is different. You work at a chocolate like factory.
Yeah. Like it was
I grew up
celebrity
knowing my parents had the Ohio Players honey cover that I used to, that's my version of chocolate.
I mean, I could tell you flavor notes. I could tell you all that stuff.
Because you also worked. It was also not just like not just like
about boners.
Not just like a chocolate place, but like a chocolate. What do you call it? Like a chocolatier or a candy store?
Chocolatier. That's the word. Yeah.
Where it's also about sort of curating different candy chocolate experiences. So
yeah. Like I used to joke that I could have been a chocolate sommelier, like pairing up with what the Ecuadorian chocolate's going to pair up with cheese a lot better than say a African chocolate is, things like that.
Do you also pair it with the insulin and dosage? Like this will go well with Humalog, like 35 units before bedtime, like
35 units.
No, but I will say when your foot falls off, aim for the non-dominant foot because you want that dominant foot to stay attached.
Yeah. Figure out which one's your leaning leg.
You don't think about it, but it's important.
Yeah. Start saying your goodbyes and grieving over toes. Like which one goes first? You have to play This Little Piggy for real. That's when you learn this Little Piggy was, oh shit, that was real? Oh.
Yeah, dude, losing toes, you have to do it like the forks at a fancy dinner. You just go from the outside in.
So based on This Little Piggy, I don't even remember it, but based on This Little Piggy, which toe goes first? Which piggy gets it worse?
It's the pinky toe. It always goes small to big.
Mm-hmm.
No, but in the story, so This Little Piggy
goes
how
to
does
the
it go?
market, right? I don't know.
This little market. This one stayed home.
Oh, so we're going back to nursery rhymes now, huh?
Oh God, are we tearing apart nursery rhymes now?
Well, it ties into which toe goes first. I'm trying to remember the nursery rhyme, and let's murder a pig.
Yeah.
And then we can continue food and talk about pork and chocolate.
This Little Piggy went home. This Little Piggy
had roast beef,
which is dark, by the way. That this pig cooked beef, but
had none.
Yeah,
the other one's a vegan.
Honestly.
The other one just fucking abstained completely. Was like, nah.
No, but here's the thing: he abstained, but he also didn't stop the act. Meaning, being like, whatever you do, bro, that's on you. But like,
libertarian. So.
Yeah, I let the free market decide how I react.
Okay, here it is.
And at least one of the pigs speaks French because it's saying oui.
So it's This Little Piggy went to the market. Number one. This Little Piggy stayed home. This one had roast beef. This one had none. This one went wee all the way home. Wee-wee's got to go. Wee-wee's number. 5 is top 5. He's got to go first.
Jason, you're wrong. You're 100%. No, you're a fucking idiot. It's the one that does nothing. Here, Piggy does fucking. He's productive. He's at least trying to get things done. He's getting grain bread. He's getting good lean meats. This Piggy decides to stay home. Maybe he's got to do laundry. Maybe
he's quarantining.
Something. Or he's masturbating. He's having a good time.
He cares about the environment.
This Piggy ate roast beef. He's trying to get his protein in.
Agoraphobic.
Gains. Maybe he's trying to be aware that his body needs more meat. This Little Piggy did not. That's all he did. In his day.
Could be vegan, or he's just like, no, I'm full. I had a big lunch. I'm good.
But like literally when you ask about him, you're like, what did you do today? One Piggy said, I went to the market. One Piggy said, I just chilled at home. One Piggy said, I had a great roast beef sandwich. And then one person, if you asked me how my day was, and I responded with, well, I didn't eat a sandwich. It's in my fucking mouth. You would beat the shit out of me because that's
and the other one, I picture the wee all the way home more like a woo, like he's, you know.
Okay, you won me over. Okay, had none is first to go because that's
it's
useless.
Because
he's not a thinker.
He has none because the other motherfucker took it all and wouldn't let his buddy have any.
No,
greedy
that's how you're seeing it. No, the one that just had none, but he's telling. Okay, you're an interviewer, right? You come up all, hey pigs, what the fuck? What'd you do? Went to the market, cool. Stayed home, had none. That one gets cut out because it's useless. It's like, yeah, had none.
Fuck that pig.
He's okay. Top 5. Had none is 1. Second, roast beef. Maybe let's get rid of the sandwich people. Both of them. Like, was that 1 and 2? Dan, would you agree with that?
I wasn't paying attention to how we were scoring this. I'm sorry.
I'm not really sure.
Preference. Who's got to go first? Who's the most useless in that story? We said had none.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the situation,
you had
5
beef
pigs.
with the
We
roast
know
beef.
what 3 of them are doing. It's kind of those middle, the second and fourth position pigs. Kind of. We know them based on what they didn't do. We know that they didn't go out. They stayed home. And we know that they didn't have a sandwich they didn't eat.
Your 2 keepers went to market. That guy's got money.
Yep.
He's out doing stuff.
Yep.
And
Definitely.
providing. And woo guy, because he gets it. Like,
I don't know. I'm still stuck on wee because that's a pig that can't keep his mouth shut.
Wee might also just be a reference to the squeeing noise pigs make. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a squealer.
We don't know where he's home.
Or maybe he's just simple-minded for a pig.
Like,
just happily singing his
So
song.
are you saying they should go first?
I didn't.
Is this
catch
what you're
that.
trying to set up here?
Did nothing. I would rather have guy not doing much versus passive doing nothing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least he's making moves. Like,
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Now it's got me the idea of like, what if brands started getting into nursery rhymes where it's like, and tonight's nursery rhyme is going to be sponsored by Alpha Brain. Like, went to the market to buy Alpha Brain. This little piggy stayed at home because he was taking Alpha Brain and getting everything he needed to get done.
This little piggy had Blue Chew.
Yeah,
he used coupon code blah 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 20% off.
but the third little pig built his house with Duracrete.
Yeah, he wanted to leave and go to the market and get some cool roast beef, but he had an 8-hour boner from our product, Blue Chew. Discreet.
The third little piggy went to Home Depot to build his house.
Yeah.
Building a tree
This
house.
little piggy went to market. This little piggy got to stay home because he subscribes to stamps.com.
Dan. Pow, pow, pow. Dan with the old Tyson, as we call it, with the old knockout.
Oh, speaking of which, did you guys watch the Tyson Roy Jones Jr. thing?
I didn't watch it. We mentioned a little earlier. We talked about Tyson having a general face turn in pop culture. Because remember when he threatened to eat a reporter's children?
Yeah.
We love him now.
Well, I mean, do you remember when he was accused of rape? I don't remember if he was found guilty or not, so I'm not going to cast aspersions. But do you remember when he was accused of
I
that?
believe
He did time.
He was accused because he did go to jail. Like,
don't hit me, Mike.
But legit, like if you go back, like that case was like stacked against him. There's questions about the credibility of her story.
Okay. Well, I withdraw that.
He did himself no favors by being a fucking lunatic also.
Oh, 100%. But if you look at the case, just like a step back, it was so overclouded by his personality and all of that the case wasn't treated seriously, I think. I think it was like unfair,
Also at the same time,
well, I mean,
I think honestly, it's best for society if Mike Tyson goes to jail every 10 years.
Yeah,
right.
You got to take a timeout. We just need a timeout away from Mike. Like, it's just like, you're a little too much. Like, we need
like
you.
I said earlier, last time
top him off on jail time. Like it's coffee at a diner.
He ate a guy's ear. So, like.
Yeah, he was losing it, man. Like.
Yeah.
And now he's been pretty cool. He's just kind of cool dadded everybody.
Well, he owns a weed farm like in California that is raking in like $500,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And he's branching out. Like he doesn't need it for the money.
Oh no,
he said he donated 100% of his shit to charity.
Yeah.
He just wanted to prove to himself because his wife called him fat. He lost like 100 pounds and started training.
My favorite.
He came out with the classic black boxers in red. It's all for nostalgia. I mean, the fucking show opened. It was so weird. It was a Staples Center, and it looked like and it was all black, like dark. It could have been anywhere. It could have been the Marriott like lobby. It didn't matter that, it's a Staples Center. Like, how do I know? I have no idea. It's just a black background with neon and then Mario Lopez.
Yeah.
No audience. Quiet Mario Lopez trying to be all like, hey.
Yeah, my favorite.
Then Wiz Khalifa performs Black and Yellow. I'm going, what the fuck did I pay $50 for? And then,
I mean, as long as Marquez and Pigeon are in his corner, that's all I care.
And then the YouTuber guy in NBA, Jake Paul, whatever.
Yeah, a YouTuber beat up a knocked out a guy who slam dunked
night. Made him go night. Like that kind of knockout. Like he was face down asleep for a little bit.
That was rough. That was rough to watch. But at the same time, I also understand that like people aren't. I'm not as shocked because like even though the dude is an athlete, jumping up and dunking a basketball is different than punching a person.
Yeah, different
so
training,
many different ways. So like I understand like it's a completely different job. Just because a body is involved doesn't mean it's
100%. Yeah, because also NBA too, you're cautioned, you're really cognizant of your fouls, right? Yeah. Sometimes you generate fouls to steer the game. Sometimes you fake it, whatever. But there's a natural built-in defense, right? Not offense.
You're trying to get
away.
A trait you only learn for boxing is getting used to being hit in the fucking face.
Yeah.
If you're not a boxer and you just try it out, that's a whole other discipline. But you got to just be able to be hit in the face and be like, yeah, right, that happens.
Yeah. By like a couch.
Part of your life.
Like the weight of a couch on your face immediately.
Can I ask a quick question just because I feel like I don't know this about you guys? Has any of you guys ever been knocked out, like punched out, like
by a car?
Not just like punched in a fight, but like you lost the fight?
I have. I've had that happen in a car wreck where it was bad enough that I like blacked out and was losing blood and was in shock, kind of thing. I've never been hit in the face and then out. Mm-hmm. I've also never had surgery, so I've never been like put under for that like fade to black experience.
Okay,
I've knocked myself out.
I've done that, but like
that's interesting.
Fight or anything like that. But
I've rarely woken up in a way that I don't remember how I got there, or where I'm like, "Fuck, that's what happened."
I sometimes realize, "Oh shit, I've been on the freeway this whole time."
Yeah, I've done that.
Oh, I get that a lot. Oh my god.
We're like, I don't remember taking the last 9 turns in these directions.
Yeah, so it's like I realize I've been miles away. I should focus. I'm operating a heavy motor vehicle here.
Yeah.
But like about my,
I'm glad that I can do it if I do go into that into that fugue state.
I like to think one of the best influences on Mike Tyson recently was I love that he does that Mike Tyson's mystery show, like the Scooby-Doo parody.
Oh yeah.
But Norm Macdonald's a voice on that. And the fact that
the pigeon.
Tyson and Norm probably hang out a lot and probably smoke a lot of weed together. Mm-hmm. Great. Because I love both. That's two such weird personalities.
Yeah.
They're nothing alike, but would be wonderful hanging out together. Yeah. And I hope that that's part of the influence on Tyson as of late. It's just Norm.
Norm, I miss his Netflix show. It used to be on YouTube, his like podcast, but he did a really long interview with Mike Tyson, like a 2-parter. And it was just fascinating. It was like an interview show that he did, I think, on YouTube before Netflix picked it, or some channel. Anyway, look it up. Norm Macdonald and Mike Tyson interview is fascinating.
I like the two of them just became bros at some point. Like, it's so weird.
Mike Tyson also has his own podcast, and he did an interview with like Eminem. And that's also like really good too, considering Mike Tyson, like when you see him, you're like,
speak. Does he speak well?
Yeah, no, he's actually, but it's just him being buddies. It's just like listening to Mike Tyson try to be friends with people, and like everyone's like, yeah, I'll be friends with. It's just a really cool. It's a really cool time seeing two people becoming friends, and you're like, I wish I could do that, but like I don't have any like stature or anything, like any influence to like get near him. But like, he's a good dude in like the way he talks, and like he's not the fucking smartest.
That's what I was just like, I don't know if I could invest in that right now. Yeah, I haven't had much time. I've been working my dick off, but anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
just glad to hear that you've come a long way since I'll fuck you till you love me.
Yeah,
that's
Still my favorite thing that's ever passed his lips.
Yeah.
Wait. Say it again. I misunderstood you.
No, you didn't misunderstand me. I assure you, you did not misunderstand me. No, it's it's him, yelling into a microphone before a match. I can't even in the modern world, I can't even say the entire quote for you without feeling uncomfortable, so I won't.
Okay.
But he yells at a guy telling him, "I will fuck you till you love me." Uses the other F word at that person, and then continues on to imply that he will make love to this opponent until the opponent
is deceased.
Enjoys it to the point of developing feelings of love for Mike Tyson.
He's going to corrupt him sexually.
Romantic
That's
love.
Psychological shit.
Can we have Dan translate more problematic quotes in that way?
That's beautiful.
He refers to his compatriot using an antiquated word for black people that has a friendly term. They then go on to say they will engage in fornication. I just want Dan to sterilize problematic.
We could just give him like Kanye quotes, paragraphs and rants. Try to decipher.
I'll just summarize the middle third of Huckleberry Finn for us.
Okay, what's another problematic phrase? But it's got to be violent like that. I like that.
What's another problematic phrase?
Well, that's the thing is, there's nothing quite like that.
There isn't.
You gotta.
That's why I love it. It's unprecedented.
It's the David Lee Roth of whatever that sentence is.
Yeah. Oh, dude, talking about guys that like took a weird face turn. Oh my gosh, David Lee Roth. Like, he was David Lee Roth. I can't say any more than that. Doing scissor kicks and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
but,
with those little kibbles and bits out there doing like
rabbit
crazy.
Hole. What's that now?
Yeah, they're just those crazy, like super wide print splits.
Yeah, everything that just came in your mind when I said David Lee Roth. Yeah, that guy
came in my mind.
But I got down a YouTube rabbit hole. Like watching interviews with David Lee Roth on Rogan's podcast, on WTF with Marin, stuff like that. This dude is a crazy genius. But apparently like 10 years ago at the age of 50 something, so already starting late, he went and like learned to be a paramedic. Like anonymous, like not being David Lee Roth.
New York, right?
On the streets of New York City.
Yeah.
For years and years.
Just
anonymously. Apparently he just has this hobby of like learning these like deep subjects like that just to say that he did it, prove to his dad or some bullshit. I don't know. We're all doing. But oh my God, David Lee Roth is like a weird savant now, and it's crazy.
He moved to Japan. Like he's been living there for years.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I might as well jump.
I was really going to say like, you're just dying of a heart attack. Like, shut up the devil.
Man, my life is just on the skids, and I just can't get it together, and I don't know what to do. I might as well jump.
I might as well. Well, Jason, how was your day? Were you pooping? Was that the holdup? Did you have
it's been like my day job has been crazy. I've been working like 14-hour days, and so like just exhausted. But I'm glad you guys started. Sorry, we brought you down with David Lee Roth. We thought a cocaine fucking genius would liven things up. I mean,
you got here and we were debating the semantics of color flavor names of pectin-based fruit snacks. So we were debating whether or not it's fair to call red flavor cherry or if it should have a different name. So
wait, is our sugar conversation causing this current crash, like mentally? Like just talking about candy give you a sugar high, like a fake sugar high?
I don't really get sugar highs. Like I don't really get.
Yeah, I'm a grown up. So
yeah, I'm also I've gotten to a point of depression in my life where I've eaten enough candy at 1 a.m. that candy does not affect me anymore.
No candy. Okay, it's sugar shame, and then followed by the sugar shits.
Because
the sugar shame is real. Yeah. Like meat sweats and sugar shame, I get those to the extreme. Like, those are just fucking. Ooh, man.
Meat sweats and sugar shames.
Meat sweats.
That's our new country album, guys. That'll be. Meat sweats and sugar.
God,
That's
get
our
one of
morning
those
zoo.
candies
That's our morning zoo radio.
Or you just get one of those candies where like the sugar for whatever reason just hurts the surface of your teeth. Like it's caustic or something.
Oh, yeah. It just shoots
like
up in your
Coca-Cola
brain.
does that for me.
That's one thing I started when I got on my various meal plans and stuff. I started switching to like the zero sodas and diet sodas. And I stayed on those even when I kind of broke off of meal plan because the actual just what we'll call the hard stuff is so syrupy that it's really hard to
dude. That was an easy fix for me. I had to I was in my 20s and I was just like, man, I'm just drinking soda all day. And I'm just like, I don't know. And it just like, you just don't I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still eating like an idiot. You know what I mean? And so I just switched to diet and it took quite a while. And I lost 20 pounds immediately. Like just that one change. Like
because I used
nothing else changed other than that. And I lost like so much weight. And then when I have like the real stuff, it's like, Aunt Jemima just down the gullet.
Because and it's like some of them like I had a Mountain Dew and I was like it smelled like must. I was like, oh, it's got like a weird sweat smell to it, like unique among sodas.
Dew juice.
I don't even dislike Mountain Dew, but I was just like, what am I? Jesus, I don't remember it being this bad. Like,
I feel like it's gotten sweeter over the years because. Like, if I go for a period where Mountain Dew is usually my go-to, and you guys know this, I'm sure. If I go for a period where I'm like, if I'm having cherry Pepsi for a while, and then I come back to Mountain Dew, it doesn't taste like I remember it tasting for a while. Yeah, it tastes like I drank
because your palate has been chemically altered by the chemicals that are being put in your body. Yeah, it tastes more sugary, but you know damn well it's not real sugar. They're a chemical company that manufactures things that
I will say Diet Mountain Dew is one of the diet drinks that tastes closest to its original.
It tastes like the shit that made Ninja Turtles, right? It's the fucking ooze. It's
the mutagen.
See, I don't agree. Like, to me, Diet Mountain Dew has this weird pickle brine taste.
It does not taste this. To me, it's the closest any of them get. Because like, the diet
none of them
Coke doesn't
anything.
Really.
I'm just guess I'm on camp. I don't dig Mountain Dew. I don't. But listen though, real sugar like hardcore syrupy drink is like any type of like real Mexican like orange drink at like a taqueria or something. Yep. I got to go with the bottle of, and I don't care how much sugar's in it, and those are delicious.
I also think I've come to like a lot of the Mountain Dew apocryphal flavors more than traditional. Like I like the Baja Blast.
Apocalyptic?
Apocrypha.
I like
the other works.
Mountain Dew Livewire is still one of my favorites.
I like the Code Reds.
Wait, it's called Livewire?
That's the orange.
It's orange.
The orange one, yeah.
LimeWire?
It's actually the best orange soda on the market.
Yeah.
That's actually my one and only favorite Motley Crue song, Livewire. So,
I was always more of a
Mountain Dew, Motley Crue. I guess I don't know. You kind of suck mostly, but you got one good thing.
Crossover?
Mountain Crew. There you go.
That's Dew Juice right there. So we got meat sweats, sugar shames, Dew Juice.
Well, I was gonna say, now that Lady Gaga has crossed over with Oreos, what other music artist can cross over with snack products? So we can do like a Mountain Crew or crossover, or Mountain Dew with the EU umlaut.
Well, it's got to be like it has to have an alliteration, right? I mean, it
doesn't have to. It's just whatever.
So it could be like Sarah McLachlan Panini.
Oreo for no reason. So, and that one's real.
Yeah,
it happened. So the rule book doesn't exist. We are making the rules at this point where none stand.
So, like Brandon's favorite would he would do Marissa Tomei calzone. Is that what you're saying? Like, it could be anything, just food and a person.
Pop-Tarts, nothing matters.
Okay.
If Dimebag Darrell wasn't dead, I would put more effort into finding a Panera Bread Pantera like thing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Pantera bread, like a Pantera bread, and
Hooters and the Blowfish.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
Love it.
Wow.
Yeah, now none of them are good enough to follow up. You can't just be like red hot.
Like the one I had in my head is like, I'm not telling you now.
You can't just drop red hot chilies pepper now. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Man, Five Guys, One Direction just seems shitty now.
Five Guys, One
Hooters
Direction.
and the Blowfish.
Hooters and the Blowfish. Holy shit.
I'm totally going to use that graphic. I'm going to take the cover of the one album, Hooters and the Blowfish, and then just change and slap on the fake and put titties on all the guys in the picture. And all the guys will be us with tits.
Yeah. Or just like orange booty shorts on everybody.
That's really good.
That is awesome.
All right, well, I guess that's the show, everybody. We're not going to stop that. I guess I've been Fairweather Friends. Follow us on.
We can go a bit longer. I've only
No,
been here
I was joking that.
Oh, yeah. So, you mentioned.
Play the intro. Sorry.
Play the outro. Then the intro. Then the Bonanza version. Then the outro.
Is the outro just the reverse of the intro? What is the outro? I've never watched the outro.
It's like the afterbirth.
Of our show?
It's a delicious soup.
Did you always bounce early?
I don't know why they got me so good. It's like the afterbirth.
Sleeper. It'll hit you on the way home.
It just tickled me right.
Every time I type in IMDb, I get Judy Aronson from Friday the 13th 4, and she was one of my boner jams I had queued up, but apparently IMDb had saved it. So anytime I go to, I guess she just pops up.
It's like, we got you. Friday the 13th, part 4. You're that guy.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to say R.I.P., but I forget the gentleman's name. Fucking Morton Joe, the actor.
Oh, yeah. And man who actually wore the Darth Vader costume in all the Star Wars movies.
Oh, yeah, David Prout.
Oh, and that dude. Yeah.
Wasn't he also, Morton Joe, wasn't he also the in Thunderdome? The Thunderdome, right?
No, he was in the very first one as Thunderdome. He was the villain. Yeah. And it was cool because Fury Road was like a throwback because of that actor, but also he used a lot of the same kind of shots that was in the Mad Max 1. Like, same kind of effect. It was like a throwback. So that's why Fury Road is so dope. Like, it's fantastic.
And it's also great even if you don't have that point of reference. Like,
no, just on its own. It also
by itself
it's this world that like even if you didn't watch the old ones, it would. Yeah. Mad Max. R.I.P. I can't think of that guy's name. I feel terrible. If anybody can throw me a bone here.
I can be the guy that Googles it and pretends I knew.
Can you be the dude in the chair?
Hugh Keys-Byrne.
Yeah. I don't know much that other than those two films. Did he have much of a career?
I don't know. I did not Google much further. I just read the headlines. So.
Okay, 2011. Okay, so he's been getting pretty steady work. It looks like a lot of Australian stuff. Cool.
I mean, yeah. I feel like a lot of Australians don't really... You're isolated enough. If you're an Australian actor, you're pretty much stuck with Australian productions unless you're...
There's a really fascinating documentary out there. God, we're going to nerd out here. It's about Australian, like, unrated shit, like B movies and stuff. Like, basically their film culture, it, like, started really wild. And that's why, like, Mad Max is, like, a part of that crazy wild, like...
Yeah.
Literally a dude on a motorcycle going 100. Like, it was literally a guy just sitting on a bike filming the speedometer. That's no digital effects. He's going 120 miles an hour.
Yeah, they make movies like they play football. They make their own rules.
Yeah. Hardcore shit. Like legit car crashes, Anyway.
Also, I mean, even like Australian weird wasteland motorcycle car movie was a genre for like 10 years.
Oh, man, Max created, like, the Italians ripped that off over and over and over. How many of those movies I've seen? It's ridiculous. It's its own genre.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating.
That just became a thing. Like, and Italians did that, like, also after Conan, they did that also. They did
Sword and Sand. Italians just, like, they just glom on and start, like, recreating. Like, I kind of miss that. Like, do they still do that? Kind of.
I don't know, because then the spaghetti western Italians they just take movies, man, and they make 100 bad cheap versions of one good movie.
Yeah, but also there's like a diamond in the rough, like Sergio Leone.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
cream of the crop, right? And then everybody,
I just love the way they glom on to after Conan, and they're like, cool. That's just shot in the woods and in caves, and we just need a beefy guy with a sword. We got a movie.
Yeah.
And then they made 100 Conan ripoffs.
I just don't. There's woods behind my house. We can make one tomorrow.
They're like, look, man. Let's be honest. Love Arnold. Love Conan. Conan's not that good. It's easy to make. We can't really make the guy turn into a snake or whatever. But whatever. We can make on par with Conan.
Yeah, we could do the fake spider shit where you only see like one leg dangling and the guy going,
Yeah. Conan is more memorable than it is good, if we're being honest. I love the Riddle of Steel as much as the next guy, but
yeah, Conan doesn't really it's really fucking boring, honestly.
Yeah, Conan was more about how unusual it was at the time to be as big as Arnold Schwarzenegger is.
Yeah.
They just needed a movie to justify showing his arms. Be like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So it was like, huh?
Like we
and then you put him next to Wilt Chamberlain as a joke.
Yeah. He's like if an action figure came to life. Look at him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that was the second one, right, Dan? The one with where they go to the castle.
Yeah, that was the Destroyer. Yeah.
That one's actually the one I have more memories of. When I go back to watch the original one, I find it boring. Because my first.
I think the first one is way more gloomy. There was always smoke everywhere, and it was about it was decapitated. The second one was a lot more Dungeons and Dragons feeling. They had the kooky party and the wizard and the thief, and they got to get the
horror. That crazy monster with the thing in the mirror thing.
Yeah, and there's lots more of that. There's the weird thing where their Asian wizard is having a duel with the evil cult wizard to open the door, and they're just going bang, 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 doing weird gestures to just play magic at each other. And it's great because the one guy's just wearing fur and big bracelets, and the other guy's got the little Raiden Chinese hat on. It's such a good, neither one is what you think when you think wizard, which is the big beard or Christopher Lee or a Dracula. They're very much that settings wizard. And I love how Dungeons and Dragons that movie is.
That reminds me of Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, absolutely.
That kind of wizard,
that's where my brain went when you were describing that.
Like what people were mad about.
Same actor, even, isn't it?
Let's check.
I feel like I'm going to be racist if I'm wrong. Lot riding on the.
Lot riding on this.
On, not racist. Come on. On, not racist.
But yeah, I do think Conan the Destroyer is the more fun of the two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Conan the Destroyer, it reminds me of a movie that you'd be watching in the afternoon on TBS versus, a Conan the Barbarian is after 9 p.m. on Showtime.
Right. I always wanted, Conan the Destroyer was always on the list of movies. We never really got around to a Cheap Shots. I always wanted to bring that one in.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Well, there's always time.
And Conan the Barbarian.
Not the same. Not the same actor.
Stop, Dan.
All right. I don't remember my stance, but I hope
I'm out. Get in the penalty box.
Can we put a racist mark on Dan's screen here? Can we get a little R? We each have a racist score we're accruing through our careers.
We got to do it but it's like that shitty. It's that shitty old school bowling alley. Overhead marker.
Racist whammy. He does a little dance across the screen.
Yeah.
Fucking cigarette dangling, ash, just
Man, I really
miss bowling alleys. I kind of want to go bowling.
Yeah.
Fucking Corona killed bowling.
Bowling been dead a little bit before that.
Yeah, I know.
That's one thing I've noticed about bowling alleys and roller skating rinks. At one point, I don't know what the drop dead date was. They stopped building new ones in 1974.
Yeah.
Every time I found one, there was never a recently renovated or rebuilt one. It's always it's like the Alamo. It's just been there and no one made a new one.
100%. Yeah. Wynwood skating ring up near my house, dude. They're my whole life. Yeah. Still the same place. Still one of two places in town.
But sometimes someone will open a new little place. But yeah, I've just never seen oh look, they just opened a bowling alley over there. it's just the ruins of one from medieval times that has just been repolished over and over. Like,
been re-gifted all these years.
Yeah, that's someone just inheriting.
You'd think even like the resurgence that roller derby had would have at least brought something, but no, that wasn't even enough.
Yeah, they just use like community centers or something for that. Like,
honestly, I've gone with kids. Like, it's still a thing for like birthday parties and stuff. Like, I've gone to several roller skating birthday parties and had a blast. All these little kids. I'm like, fuck you. I'm just like speed skating. I'm tripping, pit kids, fucking smushing them. Give me your tickets.
Now if they
is that your dad? And my daughter's like, yeah.
Because now if they open a place and it's like a new place, it'll be like a go-kart whirly ball.
It's all, it's an arcade. It's a whole big media.
Yeah.
Roller coaster, like
there's
a tiny
those weird places where you get to like skydive indoors against the fan or climb a wall or something.
Yeah.
And it's never just a dedicated bowling alley where you get shitty nachos that are also
I just want old school. I used to love it, like because my grandparents and my parents were in leagues, so I was always like hanging out, but also that was the height of like arcade culture too.
Mm-hmm.
So
dude,
that was my jam. Yeah, I would
I
hang
always
out
hated going bowling because I was terrible at it. And I like to go if it was like, I remember we went a few times in junior college because we had like the weirdest joke of PE credits, and one of them was bowling. And it wasn't even done on site at the college. You went to the bowling alley down the road and just basically bowled, and then checked in with a teacher every so often to talk about bowling sometimes once a week. Oh. And so every so often I'd go hang out with my friends when they went to it was a lab. When you have like a science class and you have to spend so many lab hours, they treated actually going bowling as
school. Yeah.
Well, because in any of the PEs that were sports dedicated, playing the sport was considered the lab. It's just even funnier when it's a place that sells beer and nachos.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like that's part of the same building that is a separate business that doesn't get a cut of your tuition.
Yeah. It's such a fucking like 30 is the new 20 like bullshit. Like, make me feel better lies that we tell to ourselves. Bowling is like, I'm doing a sport, but you're like eating fucking cheese that comes from a can squirt nozzle, right?
Yeah. Cheese that comes from a can put in a hand soap dispenser to ooze on the thing.
Dude, that cheese sucks my ass. I used to work in movie theaters a lot, a long time. And then the nacho cheese in those like movie theater things, it's all like crusted over and like.
I hate the ones that start as a powder and they get mixed and then there's still got flakes.
But cleaning that shit at the end of the day was like the bane of my existence.
Just
like
throw away.
I was just at that moment. I'm like, this is the last job I will ever have like this.
I used to have to clean those when I worked at the Little Caesars inside a Kmart in high school. Like, there's no good way to do it.
Whoa.
That was a sentence.
Say that sentence again.
Of dead ends. Like,
hold on. Say that sentence again.
It says a lot about me. Yeah. No, in high school, I worked at the Little Caesars inside of a Kmart.
That is a turducken of sad. That is just.
There's more to that. Like, I wish I could tell you about all of like, oh man, there was shoplifting went on. I believe. What's that?
Which Kmart?
Would be it's no longer there, so I feel like I can say a lot of these things safely. It's there's a few out there. Yeah, they've had a few like minor resurgences every time. They've almost disappeared. What would have been the Plattwoods Kmart?
Yep.
Oh, yep.
That was the.
Oh yeah, I robbed that one once.
That was the fancy one. I was the one up over by the fucking Taco Bell. It used to be the Dollar movie theater in Kmart. I worked there.
Oh yeah.
When I was a teenager.
Yeah, that was the other one that I frequented as a child.
I Googled how many Kmarts are left. As of 5/9/2020, the answer is 34.
Today? 34.
As of 5/9/2020, so earlier.
There's one. It's weird because there is one here near a Whole Foods. It's like it's up close to West Hollywood. And it's near a place called The Grove, which is kind of like a very fancy, kind of like Zona Rosa, but it's like LA's fancy Zona Rosa, and it's literally across the street from that, and it's always busy.
Okay, yeah.
I love.
Is that the Pabst Blue Ribbon out there? Like, is that the hipster, like, look at me, I'm slumming it store?
Yeah, no, 'cause it's funny because it's like there's the Grove, then across the street is a Whole Foods, that Kmart, and then there's that like weird like Urban Outfitter hipstery kind of like we're too cool for school type thing.
Yeah, Anthropology and
our fucking Monster energy drinks and air duster cans because we're 13 at Kmart, and then we're gonna I don't know. You guys.
I love that where I found that when I Googled it shows the other like articles and related things. Under it is an article that says there are few Sears and Kmart stores left than you think. And at 34, no, there's more than I thought.
That's more. I thought maybe 7.
I'm just impressed that I live
near. It would crack double digits.
It's ambitious to think there was more.
Yeah, it's 100%.
You know, I was having a thought. I don't think it has to be about having like a hipster population that's being catered to by having a Kmart. Like, being that he lives in Los Angeles, you know, the homeless population there is on a level that you and I will never understand here in the Midwest.
So you're saying they live in Kmart?
Just like there's just enough of a homeless population, they have to cater to that population the way that some towns, you know, have like, you know, Chinatown, because they have enough of an Asian population, they can serve that.
Man,
of an economy.
But is it all old school Kmart products? Like, are there a lot of homeless dudes wearing Kathy Ireland brand
so
business suits and shit?
They're brandishing the Jacqueline Smith collection. Yeah,
this may be a thing that I once knew.
Wearing giant brass earrings.
This may be a thing that I once knew, and
those brass earrings were on layaway for 3 months, dude.
People trying to rip them off for brass earrings. Yeah,
but maybe a thing I knew and forgot. But in the attempts to stay alive in the mid 2000s, Kmart merged with Sears, both of which are like that's such a super team of terrible.
Yeah, that is like those two are the boners of the movie, like that become friends like reluctantly, like they used to be enemies, but they're both losers. It's basically 21 Jump Street, the movie. It's basically that.
Like if two buddy cop movies, cop character who didn't get along, the guy who just goes like, "God damn those two cops!"
Yep,
those two guys.
Tango and Cash. It's fucking Tango and Cash. Fucking Sears is fucking.
It's the opposite of Tango and Cash. It's the worst cops in the force formed up. Yeah, but they formed together, and now I was looking over, like, you know, it has like the different eras on the Kmart. 2010 to 2018. Decline. 2018 to 2019, second bankruptcy. 2019 to present, new management under Transform Holdco and further decline. Who's still trying to buy it? Like, who's like, make some money.
2019 to 2020, circling the bowl.
The last article is remaining stores. With the rapid store closures in 2019 and 2020 and shutdowns during COVID-19 pandemic, remaining number of stores is uncertain. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Like, what still counts?
I don't know. You tell me. Fuck. I don't know. You expect me to do all the work? I made it to this point. You finished the website.
They're just like, I mean, Kmart still has an Etsy store. Is that a Kmart?
It's like when there's a hurricane and the scientists like lose track of a few of the dolphins that have a tracker on it.
As of, they use the same article. As of May 9th,
hope it shows up on radar one day.
As of May 9th, 2020, Forbes reported 34 Kmart stores open in the continental U.S., with others in Puerto Rico and the United States Virgin Islands and Guam. Man, the Guam Kmart, that's got to be a fucking shopping experience.
Man, that is.
I went to Kmart.
They're out of stock of something. They're out of stock for a while.
That was on June 2nd, 2020. Forbes reported that an earlier story had incorrectly interpreted the available information when determining the number of stores remaining.
Wait. So that was inflated? So the first one we read was totally fake?
I don't know. Who called? First off, so Forbes was like,
who is this Twin Galaxies fact-checking nerd motherfucker that's going like, actually, who gives a shit?
Oh, I bet it was
whether it was 100. Somebody was like, wait a minute.
I think it was like Kmart itself pretending it wasn't, because on June 2nd, 2020, Forbes reported an earlier story had incorrectly interpreted available information when determining number of stores, and reported the online store locator listed 50 Like they were like, no, we have more than 34. Like how many? We got like 50.
We got some.
To be fair, that's at least one per state on average, not counting territories.
Did they negotiate? Did they barter down to agree on 50?
But wait, there's more.
Oh, God.
After the online store locator listed 50 Kmart stores, but that unnamed sources estimated the correct number to be as low as 43. We're really fighting over this. Forbes was unable to obtain an accurate number from the company, stating that the company itself continues to decline providing information. Why is it so hard to figure out? Does they have a tax code?
Yeah. No, wait. Can we, as Fairweather friends, instead of podcast, be like newspaper and be like, wait a minute, and then like republish our article and come back and be like, well, actually, my girlfriend, my friend has a girlfriend who knows a girlfriend who kind of works at Walmart and can confirm without.
I want you to go with me on this plan as we grow.
Yeah.
Patreon leading to a base to fundraise. Fairweather friends go to all 43 asterisk Kmarts and buy something for the show.
Kmart World Tour.
Yeah.
Kmart, yeah, we got to go to Guam.
We're going to 43, I think, ish stores. Like, assuming no more data comes up in what was apparently a very contested figure.
Also, some of them would be abandoned, so we could perform outside of abandoned ones, like the one up near my house.
Can you imagine being the employee?
No, I'll do you one better. We can probably buy one.
But how is the number of Kmart stores so shady, covered? Like, at some point, stores have to report to the government.
The one by my house has a big wooden block because a dude was peeling donuts in the parking lot at 2 a.m. after drunkenly getting Taco Bell, which is the only thing that exists in that parking lot. And I go there many times because it's closed, but it's the old Kmart. There is a giant wooden thing that's spray painted because a dude was drunk and crashed into it. And they were just like, tape it up, whatever. Fuck it. It's been that way for 2 years.
To compare that Forbes thought there was 43, then someone argued 50, then I just Googled, okay, how many Starbucks are there? Top line. 31,256 exactly. No questions asked.
Okay.
There's ways to figure that, why is Kmart so much off the grid?
I think maybe they're all infected. Maybe some of the other Kmarts don't know the others closed, and they're thinking it's still 1987, selling just like brass bedpost frames and
every time a Kmart closes.
Yeah.
Big one.
They absorb the little kid picture section where you gotta go in and shake a toy elephant at a fucking terrified baby. Yeah. I had that experience.
Yeah, 1,868 Target stores. This is uniquely a Kmart problem.
They don't even have fax machines yet, dude.
Yeah.
They're just so close to going under.
People get paid for working there. Are they just not even reporting to the government anymore? How does no one?
I think
there's
they're
a paper trail.
Crazy felons, or were you intelligent enough to dress yourself to walk here? Cool, you're hired. You're the new manager. Here are the keys.
Real companies, real products get shipped to these stores. You can buy Coca-Cola. And name brand things from companies that manufacture goods. Mm-hmm. They find these stores. Can we just ask Coke how many Kmarts there are? Let's just ask.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that, I'm not convinced that all of them are legit. I mean, I wonder how many of these are scams people are running when they're like, oh yeah, I work at a Kmart.
Yeah, Kmart just a cover for saying your business is illegitimate. You can just
it's like mafia.
Yeah.
Mafia
you can
back
file
in the day.
Your paperwork as a Kmart, which is there's profit, nonprofit, Kmart.
Yeah, and it means there's between 0 and 7 Kmarts. That Kmart actually means cocaine.
Yeah.
Well, right? No,
or ketamine.
Yeah. K is kilo mart.
Yeah.
Kilo Mart, yeah. But mafia, back in the day when you would get a construction job, it's just really to make it look like you're legit and you have a job, but you're literally just fucking around murdering and loan sharking. You know what I mean?
Make enough money to build a new Kmart just to prove there's a new one and to continue to exist. It's like the way the Revolutionary War worked. As long as one platoon of troops existed, we still existed as Americans and the war was still on. until England didn't want to pay for the war anymore. Can they just save enough to open one new Kmart and close the oldest one and keep just a chain moving around the country?
Or is some giant god playing Snake with America right now? Just
no, not a god, a dark spirit.
Yeah, maybe the monoliths. Like a third one popped up today in California. Those stupid things. So everybody's like, either our overlords are coming, or we're gonna be all bummed out when we figure out who's fucking marketing, because there's too many of that shit. It's some company. It's gonna be like it's gonna be a gender reveal that, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Turns out some college students got a good deal on some aluminum.
Yeah.
So this dude, the dude who like started Kmart, his name is SS Cresage.
I don't trust him already.
Sebastian.
Hey, can you give away his name is SS?
His name is Sebastian Sparing Cresage. Cresage?
Wait.
Cresage?
Now, is that with a K or a C? I know the answer, but I want to hear you say it.
Dan's, I was like, hold up, before I even weigh in.
Yeah,
I want to hear you struggle with it, and I want to hear how wrong you are. And then
he lives with.
No, I just meant because it's Kmart, so it starts with a K.
He's enjoying his meal.
Family farm in Cresgeville. Cresgeville? He lived in a place that basically was named after his family. Like, he's just a fucking stuck-up asshole.
Yeah. So he was like a trust fund kid. He came from prosperity.
100%.
Still sounds like a Nazi.
Oh
yeah.
He changed his name to SS. Sebastian. Sub Sebastian. Bastion. I mean, you could go a lot of ways. It's kind of a cool name, you know. SS. First thought.
Oh, this dude is an asshole. No, get a load of this piece of shit. So he started out owning 2 5 and 10 cent stores.
5 and dimes.
Yeah, 5 and dimes. Thank you. But during World War I, he decided to experiment and raise the prices on the store to $1. Like, he was just
the first dollar store.
He founded the Dollar Tree.
Yeah. Is that what? Okay, yeah. So the dollar store back then was like fucking crazy. It was like Sharper Image bullshit. Like, you can't. It was like. Why does that store still exist? Nobody buys an $800 massage chair.
Yeah, I want to start another, because the dollar store is one of the only stores where the premise is everything costs the same, not the quality. Mm-hmm. And it's only for like $1. There's like that Five Below where it's like $5 or whatever. I want to start like, a $500 store. Like, everything in it is just $500 uniformly. It might be a shitty car or a good computer. No, the point is it's $500. Yeah.
That's my kind of gamble right there.
Yeah. Here's my issue with dollar stores. Not like the actual store, the dollar store, but dollar stores. Dollar General is a lie, because it is not, it leads you in with the idea of dollar. It's a dollar store, but it's not. A lot of things there are like $2, $3, $5.
I mean, it's
up there.
It's in the general. It's $1 generally. Like, generally, most of the things are $1. All right, fuck you.
I do know Dollar Tree.
It's like the Harbor Freight of grocery stores.
I do know Dollar is legit.
Dollar Tree is legit good. 99-cent store is legit good. I will say this though: one store that is not a dollar store, but it flies in that area and doesn't get enough credit. Big Lots. And I am 100% a Big Lots supporter, and I always will be a Big Lots supporter. I remember specifically going to Dan's, and I'd go to Big Lots afterwards or before, because
I believe I
used to live by the big Lots. It was a good Big Lots.
I believe every episode of Cinemolos, Dan would mention going to Big Lots to get the DVD of the movie in question we were watching that day. Like,
I remember giving a lot of free press to them.
As if they were sponsored, which, Big Lots, if you'd like to sponsor this one. Sorry, big ! Lots. As they put the punctuation in the middle of their name for reasons. Don't know what that's
I don't
about.
think I've been there that much. Do they got king-size Kit Kats?
Yeah.
They're a weird store, because
I love them.
It's somewhere between, like...
I didn't know the answer to that.
It's somewhere between like a Dollar General and a department, because you can also buy furniture there. It's like a Office Depot and a Dollar General and so
it's
many
a general
things
box where people buy bullshit and they call it like, it's just always like, if you zoom out, like macro zoom in, like all we're doing is just making shit and scooting it around everywhere. Like, that's
imagine if Costco was a dollar store. Like it's kind of like that.
Yeah. Like I find myself buying pots and pans there because you can buy just about any pots and pans for $5. And it might be like a great, awesome name brand. It might be a Chinese knockoff brand. No offense.
It might be Amazon Basics.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But there's good, useful stuff there. But
I thought it was.
It's the kind of place where you can buy a Blu-ray of the movie Army of Frankensteins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a step above a thrift store, basically. It's like, at least I know this wasn't touched yet.
It's a few steps. It's like if a thrift store, like if Targets and Walmarts and shit had to dump off stuff at a thrift store to resell.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that. Like
makes sense.
Which might be what it is.
Are we understanding capitalism here? Is that what we're doing? And is that what we're chewing on here?
Maybe.
Nice.
Nice.
That's what I think about capitalism, man. Fuck the pigs. Actually, capitalism's all right, I guess. Sometimes it could work.
It's got its ups and downs.
It's, the pig that went to market was a smart pig.
He went to the stock market.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, then fuck that guy. He's the first to go. Because fuck those guys.
That little piggy, yeah. He went to go fucking buy, sell to stock markets.
Oh, so he's got to be the first to go.
Yeah, can't
we don't know if roast beef's related. We don't know if is that the same pig? He went to the market, then he had roast beef?
I don't know. I don't know the canon.
It's such a schizophrenic, like, you tell the story straight. Like, that's a shit.
I like it.
No, and here's my thought is that I just realized that it doesn't say that he ate roast beef. It just says that he had it.
I mean, but that's also
like maybe it's talking about like
common way to say you ate it though.
Yeah,
like,
Dan, don't.
Well, no, I'm just saying maybe he's got like
he just owned roast beef, or maybe he stole it. Maybe he's a thief. Maybe he had it.
They owned two different stores. The one store had roast beef. The others had none because they sell furniture.
Yeah, he's the reason the one stayed home because he's a murderer on a spree and he just murdered to have roast beef.
Or he just had those roast beef Arby's farts, and the guy was like, "Dude, I'm not
dealing with this. I'm trying to get laid tonight. I don't need no fucking radish turds.
Smells like horsey sauce.
Got my own meat craft over here.
Yeah.
No, the guy I picture was the goon in the beginning of Cobra in the grocery store. That's the dude getting the roast beef.
Can we get a reference shot of that guy real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. Like, everybody would recognize him as that guy who played that guy in all of those movies.
He's got like a pig face and roast beef. Put a little curly tail on the shot from Cobra.
Oh. I wish I could green screen it. I mean, I'll send you Cobra poster. I know we keep referencing it. Damn it, we could just... okay. Anyway.
I love the frustration.
RoboCop, Cobra, anything. Like, you hit my 5. That's my food pyramid there. That's my 5 flavors. Is any of those 5 movies.
I just watched Jason go through all 7 steps of that topic. He was like mad about it, then wanted to redo it. It was like, we could then. He bargained for a moment. Then it was just like, fuck it, next time. Like, he went through
fuck
all
it.
7 steps.
Too much.
And then accepted it and said, we'll do it next time. But I watched all 7 steps occur in 4 seconds. Like,
Can we zoom that in and just have you on screen and maybe in a little bit slow motion, but not too slow, just so we could watch it go from one to the next?
Anger. I mean, I don't know the middle.
Anger. Regret. Horny.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Hungry. I think hungry's in there somewhere.
Yeah, one of them's just like Ben and Jerry's and fucking. Like there is that weird one where it's like you're mad and then you're sad, but then there's like this weird area where you're like, you can kind of just be a pig. Like just be a pig and then you just kind of accept it. Like I can't. Because
angry.
Which step is contacting a bunch of exes pretending like it's not to try to just hook up with them in a depressed state? Like does that count as bargaining, or is that just you do that as a byproduct of regret or anger or something?
Damn, good.
And then there's just I hate myself until I can do something right.
We'll put sad acts in a hat and try to assign them to one of the 7 steps and put them in a timeline.
Sad acts.
Well, boys, I gotta go pee. Do you guys want to keep going, or you want to take a stop, or what are you guys thinking?
Jason got very silent and like very introspective there for a second.
Yeah. I was thinking of
it's
sad acts.
It's nearing 11 for me. I can keep going a little longer, but if we do, should probably
wrap up.
We'll halvesies or something if we come back.
Yeah. I saw you were recording, right, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Go.
Cool. And then
I think I could save it. I mean, you might have to send it to me, but I think I could save it. I don't know.
Because it sends it to all of us at the end of the group chat.
Oh, dope. Okay.
If you just look in the message, like it'll just send the whole recording to everybody that was in it, and it'll say that.
That's kind of rad. Okay, yeah. All right.
Sits there for
I assumed that somebody was doing that on purpose.
Yeah, I thought Jason was doing that on purpose too.
No, Skype just automatically does that, so everyone has the receipts of a recorded conversation, basically.
Oh, good call. Good call, Skype.
Yeah, they're close enough to
deniability.
Enough people use this to catfish people. They're like, yeah, we better go ahead and
we better double check everyone. Yeah.
We got tired of judges calling for it.
Yeah. Let's just let all parties involved and let them sort it out. Like, here, this is your problem now. You did this. This is proof. You did it. Not on me.
We can derp till we get a proper wrap up, unless silently contemplating sad acts was the right hit, in which case play the music. I'll deny right into acceptance and get out of here or whatever. I don't know.
All right, gang. This has been another episode.
I thought you were about to say this little piggy is going to get out of here.
Damn, I
heard this and I thought it was going, and then I totally kneecapped your attempt to even do a normal outro. Because I'm not leaving it on the table.
Let's do it. Let's do this little piggy. All right. So
this little piggy went wee all the way home.
Oh, wee at home. Wee at home.
There you go.
This little piggy plays music.
Yeah, and that's
Matt. No, not yet. This little piggy. Yeah. This little piggy is also gonna wee, but then eat a bowl of cereal and then wham.
Man, I wasn't about to eat a bowl of cereal, but you said that, and that is absolutely what I'm doing, joke aside.
100%. Everybody enjoy a bowl of cereal. You're going to die anyway. Fuck it. If it's Cheerios, it's good for your heart, right? Like, it's like, yeah,
Yeah, the burgers are the problem, not the Cheerios.
Well, people say, like, 2 glasses the way we bargain with her. Yeah, 2 glasses of wine a day, but like a whole 3 bottles, Brenda. It's like, but it's extra good for my heart.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get out of here. Now, that's going to become a tangent.
Soup.